Welcome back to Debrief. I'm Nurit Ben. Here with us is our senior Middle East correspondent, Mohammad Al-Kassim, just back from the front line in Mosul. Mohammad, thanks very much for being here. You're bringing us your reporting from West Mosul, where really the fight is in now almost its 9th month against ISIS. Before we talk, let's see a little bit of a preview, a 5-part series on the reality of that fight. Watch.
We are right at the front lines here in western Mosul. ISIS fighting.
أنا بالعمارة هاي الصفرة، هاي العمارة شوفها، هاي العمارة داعش.
This is a Shifa neighborhood where almost every building has been either hit by a bullet or by mortar.
Mohammed, so you have been reporting on the fight for Mosul for about 8 months since this came on a daily basis, since the offensive began. What shocked you most when you actually saw it with your own eyes?
It's one thing, Nurit, to report on it from here, from afar. It's another thing is to be actually on the ground, to see the sheer destruction of not only to the physical being of Western Mosul, but also to the lives of innocent civilians who are trapped inside Western Mosul, which we've seen at least 1,000 of them 1 hour flee from Western Mosul, make that few hundred meters from their homes where they are blocked to leave by IS fighters into safety. This is something that I have not witnessed in almost 7 years. The last time I've seen this kind of destruction was in Haiti after the great earthquake of 2010. The destruction there just equals what I've seen. In fact, in Mosul, it's far, far worse.
What are some of the stories you heard from them? Do they feel that they have any options, anywhere to go as the fight moves into that part of the city, to the old city?
For the civilians, only 2 options: either flee and get shot by snipers, or get lucky and make it to safety, or stay in the homes where they are basically in prison, imposed on them by IS fighters. And I've heard something that really startled me. IS fighters, from what I was told by civilians, were going home to home asking for water and sugar and tea. Which
really?
Exactly, and that tells you that they are even in desperate mode themselves, that they're not getting the supplies that they needed. So I think in terms of weaponry, they do have huge stocks, and that's why they are able to keep on fighting. But in terms of water, fresh water, and other daily needs that they need, I don't think that they have it.
Talk us through just briefly some of the images that we're watching.
This is one of, these are some of the civilians that they fled, they escaped the fighting that day when we were in Mosul, and you can see the emotions there. This is in one of the refugee camps not too far from Mosul, between Mosul and Erbil, the Kurdistan regional capital. And people there, they share everything. They even share how to make bread. They make bread for the entire neighborhoods there. You see those traditional ovens where they make their bread. They tell us that supplies are there, but what they miss the most is medical supplies. They miss those things more than anything else.
Very briefly, give us a preview of why you're saying that actually the biggest question here is what happens after ISIS. What did you learn there?
I am not very optimistic about the future of Iraq. Even with the defeat of ISIS, I think the conflict will continue. I think there are so many folds and so many layers to the conflict in Iraq that defeating ISIS will not spell the end of it. I hope that I'm wrong, but I have been reporting on this for so many years, and being there just confirmed my feelings that it won't be over.
Well, Mohammed, a 5-part series starting tomorrow, a must-watch series from inside Mosul. Thanks very much for this. We'll see you back.